Sales Analytics, Strategies for Data-Driven Wins, why sales analytics is now table stakes. You can feel the pressure in every pipeline review. Deals stall, forecast calls turn into debates, and busy SDR activity still doesn't reliably translate into revenue. Benchmarks make the problem hard to ignore. Average B2B win rates sit around 21%, and about 69% of reps miss quota. When 4 out of 5 opportunities are lost, we can't afford to run outbound on instinct. Sales analytics is how we turn outbound from a black box into a measurable system. In a B2B context, it means connecting data from your CRM, dialer, sequencing platform, and calendar outcomes to the things leaders actually care about: meetings held, pipeline created, conversion rates, and closed-won revenue. Done right, it improves how a cold calling agency, an outbound sales agency, or an internal SDR team makes decisions day to day. In this guide, we'll focus on what moves results, starting with business questions, not dashboards, building a tight SDR scorecard, fixing data quality, operationalizing reporting inside the tools reps live in, and upgrading forecasting with stage-based math. We'll also cover where AI fits, because it can amplify performance, but only when the fundamentals are disciplined. Start with questions, not more dashboards. Before adding another report, we recommend writing down the 5 to 7 questions your CRO asks repeatedly: where deals are stalling, which segments convert, which SDRs need help, and which channel is actually creating pipeline. Analytics should answer those questions in 1 or 2 clicks, not create a BI museum that looks impressive and gets ignored. This is how we keep reporting aligned with decisions instead of vanity. Forecasting is the clearest example of why this matters. Roughly 79% of sales organizations miss their forecast by more than 10%, and around 80% fail to achieve forecast accuracy greater than 75%. When the forecast is noisy, hiring, marketing spend, and territory coverage become guesswork, and the entire go-to-market plan gets whiplash. The most common analytics mistake we see is tracking dozens of metrics that feel data-driven but don't change behavior. The fix is simple. Define a lean metric set for each role, SDR, AE, manager, that ties directly to meetings, pipeline, and revenue, and hide the rest from frontline views. When everything is a priority, nothing is, and teams still can't answer basic questions like which sequence or list is actually producing qualified meetings. The SDR scorecard. Keep it small, stable, and weekly. If you want fast traction, build a simple SDR analytics scorecard and review it the same time every week. We typically cap it at 8 to 10 metrics: activities by channel, unique connects, connect rate, meeting set, meeting show rate, sequel rate, and opportunities created. That consistency is what turns coaching from anecdotal feedback into objective improvement, whether you hire SDRs internally or work with an SDR agency. Here's a practical scorecard structure we use to keep conversations focused on outcomes, not just activity volume. The goal isn't to measure everything. It's to make the weekly operating rhythm predictable. When metrics are stable, you can compare week-over-week changes, run clean tests, and isolate root causes: list quality, messaging, or rep skill. This is also how cold calling services and cold email agency programs stay accountable. The scorecard forces clarity on what's working and what's just noise. Data quality and governance. Fix the plumbing first. Analytics only helps when the underlying data is trustworthy, and most teams underestimate how expensive bad data is. Inaccurate B2B contact data can waste about 546 hours per rep per year, and organizations that fix it have reported 32% higher revenue and 50% less prospecting time. If your contact titles, emails, and phone numbers are wrong, dashboards don't reveal insight. They document waste. The next layer is governance, a simple data dictionary for your funnel. Define what counts as an MQL, SAL, SQL, opportunity, and a qualified meeting, and make sure those definitions match across your CRM, marketing automation, and outbound tools. This prevents the classic scenario where marketing, sales, and RevOps each pull the number and none of them match. Finally, keep the stack integrated and simple. Activities, meetings, outcomes, and stages should flow into the CRM automatically. When reps have to manually reconcile exports, adoption collapses and the team starts distrusting the numbers. This is where strong list building services and enrichment processes pay off, because they reduce bounce rates, improve connect rates, and make the funnel math believable. If your analytics can't answer your most important questions in 1 or 2 clicks, it's not analytics, it's a distraction. Operationalize insights where reps actually work. A reporting portal no one opens won't change performance. The highest leverage move is pushing insights into the tools reps live in. Dialer outcomes for your cold calling team, sequence performance inside the outreach tool, and task-level visibility in the CRM. If reps have to leave their workflow to find the truth, adoption craters, especially in high-volume B2B cold calling services environments. Once insights are operational, coaching becomes faster and more objective. Instead of debating whether messaging is good, you can look at connect rate, next step rate, show rate, and SQL conversion by segment and by rep. This is how we run weekly optimization in multi-channel programs that combine telemarketing-style calling discipline with modern sequencing and LinkedIn outreach services. This approach also protects you from a common failure mode, building reports that leaders love but reps never see. If analytics only shows up in QBR decks, it doesn't influence call blocks, qualification, or follow-up, and results stay inconsistent. Whether you're a B2B sales agency building an outbound motion for clients or an internal RevOps team supporting sales outsourcing, in-workflow reporting is what makes analytics real. Forecasting without gut feel. Stage-based math wins. Most forecast problems come from subjective probability and inconsistent stage definitions. Teams sandbag, teams get optimistic, and leadership ends up surprised, again, despite weekly calls. With 79% of organizations missing forecasts by more than 10%, relying on rep confidence as the primary input is a structural risk, not a minor process issue. The fix is stage-based math rooted in historical data. Use the last 4 to 8 quarters to calculate conversion rates and cycle times by stage and segment. Then apply those rates to today's pipeline to generate forecast ranges. Best-in-class teams push for 85 to 95% forecast accuracy over time, and the path there is disciplined definitions plus honest funnel math, not louder forecast calls. This is also where shared language matters. If an opportunity can enter a stage without meeting clear criteria, your forecast is polluted at the source. Tight criteria, clean handoffs from SDR to AE, and consistent close date hygiene make the forecast more reliable even before you add advanced tooling. If you're outsourcing, whether through an outsourced sales team, a sales development agency, or pay-per-meeting lead generation, make sure stage definitions and handoff rules are contractually and operationally explicit. AI and predictive analytics, a multiplier, not a miracle. AI can absolutely move revenue, but only after you've stabilized ICP, messaging, and measurement. Research commonly cites a 6 to 10% revenue lift for teams implementing AI in sales functions, often through better lead scoring, forecasting support, and automation. That lift is real, but it depends on clean data and consistent processes so models learn from signal instead of noise. The best starting points are practical. Scoring accounts that look like past wins, flagging deals that are going dark based on activity patterns, and assisting personalization at scale for cold email agency campaigns. When your fundamentals are sound, AI helps you do more of what already works, faster, without sacrificing consistency. When fundamentals are broken, AI just helps you scale mistakes. This shift is happening fast. Projections suggest about 72% of B2B sales organizations will move from intuition-based to data-driven selling by 2025. The competitive advantage won't come from having AI, it will come from having a clean measurement system that turns AI outputs into repeatable actions. That's true whether you're building in-house or evaluating cold calling companies and outsourced B2B sales partners. A practical next step plan and how we approach it at SalesHive. The fastest path to improvement is to treat analytics like a product, not a one-time implementation. Assign an owner, keep a backlog of open questions, and run a monthly analytics retro with sales leadership to prune unused reports, fix fuzzy definitions, and add the cuts that match your current go-to-market strategy. This prevents dashboards from drifting out of sync with how you actually sell. If you don't have the time or internal talent to build this, partnering with an analytics-driven provider can be the pragmatic move, especially when speed matters. At SalesHive, we combine cold calling, email outreach, SDR outsourcing, and list building with a consistent analytics backbone, so every touch can be tested and improved week over week. Since 2016, we've booked 100,000 plus meetings for 1,500 plus B2B clients. And that scale matters because it forces disciplined measurement, not guesswork. When you evaluate any B2B sales agency or sales outsourcing partner, look for transparency in reporting and the ability to explain performance by segment, list, and channel. You should be able to see where meetings come from, why conversion changes, and what is being tested next, without waiting for a quarterly deck. That's how analytics becomes a durable advantage and why insights-driven businesses have been shown to grow at 30% plus annually on average.